And what if your dream in life was only a marketing campaign? I want to explain. I'm going to give you a couple of examples, personal examples, and then explain on how to deal with this. I don't have all of the answers. That's what I'm going to say right today and right now is that I really don't have the answers. I just think about this a lot and it's part of my life a lot because I'm so aware of this. So when I was younger, um, my mom was very much into the Catholic Church. My family was very much into the Catholic Church, and because of that, I was always around the church. And when I was there, I thought the career that I really, really wanted because I have a desire for upward mobility. I always have. It's just one of those things that's deep inside of me. And this career I wanted to have was become a priest. And now it seems like, and nothing happened to me. Like, I need to put that if I need to say that every time, that's the reason why I'm not necessarily all that churchy anymore. Um, but nothing happened to me as a kid. I just wanted to become a priest. And, the reason why is that this person had, seemingly it was such a big part of my life and seemingly would have a lot of um, say and influence. So I wanted to become that person. Time goes by and I don't want to be that person anymore. And so I kind of wander for a little bit. And then um, I, my sister's boyfriend, very, very brief boyfriend, um, comes in and meets us. Turns out he was doing engineering at the University of Waterloo. And I thought, well, that's interesting. I never even heard of that university. I haven't even really considered engineering. And so I looked it up and I thought, well, that's interesting. It's one of the best schools in the country. And so I want to go there. In fact, it's one of the best schools in the world for engineering. And so I wanted to go there. And so, I had this deep desire for upward mobility. And then I went there. Right. And then um, about halfway through of doing this, um, I heard about and started thinking about, what does it mean? Somebody I met just had a PhD, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And so I started looking and thinking about this, and I looked to see who had really big presence. And turned out, one of my cousins went and did an MBA at a business school in Canada. It was really reputable. And so I went there. I ended up applying because that was a school that was reputable. And then I knew it was the best program in the country, and I applied and I got in. I was really excited. Um, and this goes on and on and on in my career and in my life. I want something and I get and try to achieve it and I try to get it and I get there. And now I'm at a point in my life I've actually achieved a lot of different things in terms of what it means, sort of being locked out of different things. And I decided to go do more, right? Like I'm at a point in my life where I'm thinking about other things and growing and expanding. And anytime that there's a moment where there is this, there is a creation or perception of the creation of scarcity and value, I desire it a lot. And I want to go pursue that thing. And this is where I want to come back to where I began in that a lot of this stuff that is generated, this perception of value and scarcity, it's often through marketing campaigns and it's often through, and it's both, these large marketing campaigns that you might have heard about. These are big, broad things, but also word of mouth. And we know now word of mouth is really, really important. And so there's lots of marketing campaigns around word of mouth. And I think about that all of the time in terms of would I do the things that I do without that influence of marketing behind it? Why do I have, even today, I have a desire. I've sort of reached, and some would say that I'm highly successful. I've reached the pinnacle of whatever, right? I'm a tenured professor at a very good school, but I still have this very strong desire to go do more and move up the ranks in schools, eventually work at, the top school. Very strong desire to do those things. And I think about that as why do I have this pull? Where is that coming from? And I think for me, where this is coming from, this sort of very strong desire, it's the marketing that a lot of companies and institutions, players in the market do often to get you to feel that there is a scarcity and value behind it. And so how do you push back against this? I desperately know that this is happening in my life, and many of the purchases in my life were because of that. And moving up in various different ways is because of that, of marketing campaigns. I think the only thing, and I'm not saying, so one of the, what I'm saying, and you might be hearing that marketing campaigns are always bad, right? Like that, the perception. No, actually, I've actually benefited a lot from some of these things, and it was actually quite useful. But there comes a time where that desire, the generated scarcity and value that is often artificially created in people's minds, a perception, becomes so powerful that it dictates your life. And I struggle with this internally in terms of what to do. And the only thing that I know that works is if I look and take stock of where I am today and what I'm doing today, and thinking about my family, thinking about that the sun is shining, thinking about that I'm breathing, thinking about that I do have the gift someday of meeting meeting my maker. That life is short and it's precious, but also we have a gift of it ending. I think about all these things and I try to really frame this as as all of this makes me adjust inside and think about how just privileged and well I have it at this moment. And when that happens, I pull back from all of this strong desire about marketing campaigns that are often generated. And with that, I can actually perceive the world in a slightly less lustful way, um, as if those marketing campaigns are not part of the equation. Now, there's one other thing that's really important that they end up doing as well, and that's why I think they often benefit, is that they provide a lot of information. So I think, not only framing your life in this way of how just wonderful you have it, everybody. We're part of a pretty amazing thing, but also taking stock of gaining information in different areas that allow you to grow and to become a better person. This means trying to meet new people and build stronger relationships, going and venturing off into the unknown, going and doing different things and perceiving different activities, different ways of looking at the world, different geographies, just getting as much exposure as possible. And if you do this over and over and over again, and you practice it as best as you possibly can, you won't be able to push back always against these marketing campaigns. be strong marketing campaigns, but you can at least live your life in such a way that it's much more complete and whole than if you were just being pulled along in a lustful way because of silly marketing campaigns. All right. Take care and have a wonderful day.